All right, let's have a talk right now. I'm talking to you, the realtor that wants to use AM cards for the business and get maximum impact. We're talking about making an impact, not just an impression, okay? Be remembered, not deleted. So do you think it'd be good for your business if people remember you in a positive way with a smile? Whether it's later on today when you meet somebody this morning or next week or next year when you meet somebody today. AM Cards has the ability to do that for you. I'm going to go through a bunch of different ideas of how you can use AM Cards for your real estate business. So grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, let's have some fun, and I'm going to share with you some ideas and tips and tricks, okay? So first and foremost, when you meet somebody new, send them a card. It was nice to meet you. And maybe include a $5 Starbucks gift card in there and say, it was a pleasure meeting you. Let's grab a cup of coffee at some point soon. I'd love to figure out some ways to be able to help each other out in their business. And when you do that, nobody else is doing that for number one, especially if you're a real estate agent and you want to meet more influencers. When you do meet somebody that has a big network, how to blast into their mind share is to, number one, get to know who they are, what they're about, and more importantly, who they are, not just what they do for a living. That is a secret weapon, and these cards can help set the table to be able to set that appointment and get them to remember you. Let me give you an example. We have a real estate agent up in Daytona Beach that went to a networking event at a Mercedes dealership sponsored by an attorney that bought wine and hors d'oeuvres and whatnot. So after the event, he was taking what we call our gratitude challenge, and I challenge you to take it. And that is send one card a day of gratitude and appreciation each day for 30 days each day. So just being consistent in that habit. So what he did was he sent a card to the attorney thanking him for sponsoring that event. Well, the attorney called him back and said, "Thank you for the thank you card, and my wife and I would like to meet with you." Went to his house and walked away with a $1.1 million listing. That's powerful. Why? Because nobody else took the time to send a card. He probably knows tons of realtors in his business, and that card had an impact on him. So anytime you meet somebody new, anytime that you have the opportunity to work with somebody, whether it's a buyer or a seller, send them a card and say, "I appreciate the opportunity to earn your business." You know, if you go to their house and you're on a listing appointment, when you're in the driveway, take a picture of the house or grab a selfie stick and take a picture of you smiling, you and the house behind you, and then put a bubble or put something, say it was a pleasure meeting you. And then in the card, see, they have the ability to hire, they have the power. They're the ones hiring you to do the job. I'll give you another example. I was up in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I had a realtor that was in a networking group with me. And he's like, "Curtis, I want to use cards and let's meet up." So I met up with him at a Starbucks. And he's like, "I just went on a listing appointment. And there was an elderly lady that wanted to downsize her home. She had a $750,000 home near the beach in Fairfield, and she wanted to downsize to about a $350,000 home or so. Her husband needed to go to assisted living. So he's like, let's send her a card." So he put that message in there and said, "I appreciate the opportunity to earn your business," put a picture of the house, and sent her a $5 Starbucks gift card and said, "I know that you have some questions between the time that we spoke. Most likely, let's meet up for a cup of coffee and discuss those." Here's what happened. The lady received the card and had a few of her girlfriends over for coffee. And as they were talking, said, "Look what my realtor sent me." Do you notice the language that she used, my realtor? She did not hire a realtor yet she said my realtor. Why? Because of the card, it made that much of an impact for her. So the ladies they were talking says, "Well, do you think he can help out my niece? My niece wants to move to New Canaan." And if you know anything about that area, the Gold Coast, it's expensive. I would say that the least expensive house there is about $500,000, and they go into the millions of price range. So she said, sure. So not only did he win that listing from her, he listed that property, helped her buy another property, and got a referral. So a couple $1 million worth of real estate right there from one card that he sent. Now, I know this, that he closed the $750,000 house and helped her buy another home, which was over $1 million in real estate. And I'm sure you're calculating the commissions right now of what he made. and he stood up at a networking event and shared that testimonial. She sold and bought within 45 days, and he got all of that business and a referral. So there's a really cool idea to never miss out on that opportunity to send that card and put it in your planner, make it real, schedule it in so you get it done and check that off of your list. So at post-closing, obviously good to say I thank you for your business and thank everybody involved, all parties. Send it to the title, send it to the the home inspector, just making sure that you're building your brand to a different level. When people know that you appreciate and you're sharing gratitude to them, when they know that you're appreciative, it goes further. Oprah Winfrey says, what you appreciate appreciates. And so you want more business, appreciate the business that you're getting within your database, and that will absolutely grow because you're going to capture that mind share of not becoming the realtor. You want to be my realtor with all those people in your networks. That's going to help you preserve your commissions. That's going to help you where you're not competing on listings. They know that you're going to do the right job. You're a wealth of knowledge, and that you earn everything that you're making. Okay, so those are a couple of ideas right there. After a listing appointment, after a buyer's consultation, making sure you're sending those cards. Also, FSBOs and expires. I was a realtor for a very short period of time, and I won a couple of listings. And what I did was I took a picture of the home, put it on the front of the card, and I put a sold sign across the card. So I just did a Google image and Google image sold PNG, PN is in Nancy G file. And what that is a transparent background, so that sold was over top of the house. And here, if you want to write this down, here's what I said. It was very blunt. I know what it's going to take to sell your home. Give me a call, let's have a conversation. That card got me in the door. I won the business. I had another little secret weapon. Reach out to us. I'll share with you a little secret weapon, how I was able to win a $600,000 listing 10 days after passing my Florida State exam. Just send us a quick little message. I'll share you a little secret weapon of what I brought to that kitchen table to win that listing, show the value, and all was based around marketing and what I was bringing to the table. So just reach out to us and say, what's that secret weapon? And I'll send you some information on that. But the card got me in the door. That's the biggest thing. Now, I didn't sell that home. I knew what it was going to take. Actually, I really didn't. I give you guys a lot more credit. That when I was a realtor, I realized I don't want to be a psychologist, and it's not for everybody. And now I realize how much respect I have for the professional realtor out there that this is their career, this is their livelihood, and that's what I'm here to support and share with you, this small piece of your business that could actually grow into a big piece of your business, and that's referrals. Retention, recruiting, and referrals, that's what I'm here to talk to you about, referrals first. Now, if you're out there recruiting other agents, if you're working for a company or you're a broker and you want to bring talent in, this is the same thing. Sending cards out to real estate agents, appreciating what they're doing out there, getting to know them for who they are, not just what they do, okay? Getting to know what is their existence. See, real estate is not your purpose. You could be passionate about real estate. I guarantee real estate is not your purpose. Purpose is something that's higher than you, that's bigger than you. And what you're doing is you're using real estate as the vehicle to be able to get you ultimately where you want to go. And that is your purpose. What is it that you are really here on this earth for? I know I'm going a little bit deep, but that's important. And when you understand that about somebody else, and the question that I love to ask is this: what makes you feel alive? Outside of, your business, or outside, what is it that makes you feel alive? And they're going to share with you that, and that's what you want to plug into your notes and what you know about that person. And so when you support that, like maybe somebody's saying, maybe it's finding a cure for MS, or maybe it's helping children in orphanages, or whatever it may be, and you help support that mission, you're going to get really close to their heart, and you're doing it for all the right reasons, and see what happens. That relationship will get stronger, and that's where business comes from, is that when the relationship is earned and trusted. See, I truly believe that relationships are the real currency in life. Relationships are the real currency in life, and these cards will help you build and maintain and those relationships. So we talked about sending cards for nice to meet you and getting to know people, and especially business people within your community. Get to know them, their business, what they're all about. Also, so many different ways. How about you're out there door knocking and you're adding value and you're collecting information, or maybe you're door knocking to drive traffic to an open house that you're doing in the neighborhood. Take a selfie stick and take a picture of you in front of the house of that person that you just had a great conversation with. And you know what you're gonna do is you're gonna email that picture to yourself. In the subject line, put their address, okay? And of course, you're a realtor, you know how to search and find out their name and all the information if they didn't exactly write it down, but then send them a card with their house on it. Say, it was a pleasure meeting with you, and I understand that you want to sell your house in 6 months. I want to be right there interviewing for that job. Here's some information, here's some market updates, here's some stuff that I can get you in the meantime to help make your decision of when to sell or whatever it may be. Okay, so you're going to determine what you're going to send to them. But the biggest thing is that follow up. That follow-up is so important. So when you're door knocking, also sending after open houses, take a picture of the house and then create a campaign. Everybody that signs in, send them a card. What you can do is out-of-state buyers or somebody that's really hot, send them a box of brownies. Send them a Starbucks gift card. Send them something of value, so they're looking at that card. Yes, that's powerful. And then they sent me a gift. Nobody does that. They really want my business. They really want to earn my business. So that's what they're thinking on the other side. So after listing appointments, buyers consultations, after open houses, when you're door knocking, there's so many ideas. How about after a closing? Asking them this. By Wednesday night, or whatever day you want to put a timestamp on it. I need 20 names and addresses of the people that are closest to you in your family, because I'm going to send them out a change of address card. So what's going to happen is on the envelope, it's going to have the address of that family that you just helped, okay? And then it's going to go to the family. So the return address is that family, not you. And you're going to write up a message, put the house on the front of the card, maybe them holding their keys in the doorway or the family out on the front yard, whatever it may be, put that on the front. And the inside, put their address, their new address change, and type up a little message and send it on behalf of that family. Well, guess what? You just added 20 new contacts to your database of people that they care about the most. We've had some agents that I have massively successful doing that. Another thing you might want to consider is maybe sending them out their housewarming invitations, because now you know that people are going to come to that house and say, I'm going to bring the hot dogs and hamburgers, I'll help you, so send out the invitations for the housewarming party on their behalf. I know a mortgage broker that does this and is massively successful, because when he shows up for that housewarming party and he's cooking hot dogs and hamburgers, he's not the mortgage broker, he's my mortgage broker. Oh, let me introduce you to Tim, my mortgage broker. Let me introduce you to Sarah, my realtor. When you do that, it's at a whole nother level. You might want to add a couple of those things. Also, invitations for different events that you're having. Maybe you're going to do a Halloween, you're going to hire a professional photographer and collect email addresses and addresses of people in the communities. This is a great follow-up to that as well. If you're going to rent out a movie theater or do a client appreciation party, this could be your invitation. It also could be your follow-up as well. So I know I gave you a lot of ideas, just pick one and then add another one and then add another one. You're gonna see these compound. It's gonna be your highest return on investment. Why? Because you're investing into relationships. I hope this helped. I'll be coming up with some more. I have tons more ideas. These are some that just popped into my head that I wanted to share with you so you can start using AM cards to grow your real estate business. I appreciate you and happy sending.